At this time, I'm going to invite our chairman of the board for the Moreno Valley Chamber of Commerce, Jager Jones, to the podium, and he's going to do a tribute to Laura Froelich, one of our local heroes and tireless volunteer for the Chamber's Military Affairs Committee. Jager.
Hello, everybody. I want to pay a tribute to a person that we all know very well, a lady that's been in the community. Laura was very strong in this community to help the Chamber of Commerce, to help the city itself, to help her friends, to help her family. Laura has been a vital part of this community. The Moreno Valley Chamber of Commerce has had the privileges of her influences as chairman, as myself, years past. She also has been awarded the Citizen of the Year. One of her biggest tributes, and we all can stand here and say, is the March Air Reserve Base. The things that she has actually done to help out this community with her support to our troops. I'm honored to know her, and I think everybody here is very honored to know her, and I can believe that everybody here will always miss her, and I really am scared to be here today knowing that we have to fill her shoes. So without taking too much time, I know that we're all going to love and miss her. We have a small PowerPoint presentation that we're going to show everybody. Thank you very much, and I miss you, Laura.
Thank you, Jager, for your kind words about Laura. I know that many of us will miss her. I'm glad you had to do that conversation instead of myself. She was a great person, and she will definitely be missed. At this time, it's my honor to introduce another long-term member of this community, Moreno Valley's Mayor, Richard Stewart. He has demonstrated service to his country and his hometown. Mayor Stewart is a veteran member of the Moreno Valley City Council. He has proudly represented the city, the Council District 2, since 1990, and he has served as mayor 6 times. Mayor Stewart retired from the Air Force as Lieutenant Colonel in 1997 after serving 32 years in the Air Force and Air Force Reserve, 20 of those years here at our own March Air Reserve Base. As an experienced member of City Council, Mayor Stewart is concerned with all aspects of the city government. He is particularly interested in attracting new businesses and jobs to Moreno Valley, as well as efforts to make the city a safer place by strengthening the police and fire departments. At this time, I'd like to welcome Mayor Stewart.
Now, you may be asking what that thing is. I call it a acoustic, but I see it at the Boy Scout events you go to, and they have it in every event they've gone to, everything they've done of noteworthy, they get a ribbon or something for it. So I said, well, you know what, we've done a lot of things this year, and I think it'd be a good idea if we had acoustic for this event. On each one of those things is some event, movies in the park, police cameras, Mason and Cactus, some of the businesses that we have, the Heacock Bridge. It represents, just to give you an idea, some of the things that we've actually done and been involved with. And I think it's important that we recognize the fact is that we are doing things day by day. Each council member is doing something, and each person in the city staff is doing something to benefit the citizens of our great city. I want to welcome everyone here. When they did the VIP introductions, I looked around and I said we could be here for a couple hours because there's an awful lot of VIPs in this audience that I recognize. One person that is new to me is Father Greg Elder, who is the new pastor at St. Patrick's Catholic Church. He's company with Deacon Dick Heames. Father Elder comes to us, I think, from Redlands. Weren't you in Redlands last? And I hate to embarrass him, but he's unique in the Catholic Church in that he's married. He was formerly Episcopalian priest, and they have a provision where you come into the church and you're allowed to bring your wife. They don't make you get rid of your wife. And that's a good thing. We wouldn't have them. And speaking of that, there's a lot of people that are interesting and a lot of people that are here with us. But we have a gentleman here in military uniform sitting back there. He's Chaplain Major Earl Vanderhoff, and he's the Director of Religious Programming for the entire world for AFN broadcast. And I guess he gave away a military secret because he explained that during the Super Bowl, the submarines rise to the surface so they can get them the live Super Bowl game. So that was unique. I want to thank the Chamber for hosting this event. This is a Chamber event, and so consequently, it really wouldn't happen without the Chamber and all of the work that they put into it, and the preparation, the invitations, and the coordination. And thank you, Jager Jones and President Oscar Valdepena, for your service. And Jager Jones is a miraculous individual. He's helping us with our Boy Scout dinner this year. He just did one in Hemet, and he was telling me they raised $96,000. So that's a record. But we're working on having one here as well, set for November 9th. I'm thrilled to report, and I am thrilled to report, because everyone keeps calling me, asking me about San Bernardino, that the state of the city is strong and economic recovery is underway as we speak. But let's take a look at where we've been. We're all aware of the challenges the entire United States has faced for the last several years. Locally, Moreno Valley felt the pain as many of our family members and families have weathered the turbulence of reduced income due to the job losses, extended periods of unemployment, and some losing their homes to foreclosure. And good people that I knew that fly for the airlines as captains have had their pensions reduced in some cases by 70% just because of the economy. The same way, City Hall has suffered revenue decline by almost 1/3 in 3 years, from a high of almost $98 million budgeted in fiscal year 07-08 to a low of $68 million in fiscal year 10 and 11. The following revenues will be shown on the chart, but that's a significant number if you take a look at it. But we did in the City Hall, we closed City Hall on Fridays, and we did that primarily because we've reduced the work hours city employees put in. They do the same work. The work hasn't stopped, but they're doing it at less hours per week, and that's to save the money. We have reduced our city employee workforce by almost 50%. We managed to maintain critical services to the extent that I don't believe our residents have even noticed a significant change in the programs and projects that they deserve and want, and they have come to expect. And every time we go through these cuts, staff says, we can cut this, we can cut that, and the council says, no, graffiti program, good example. We have City Manager Henry Garcia and a dedicated city employee workforce to thank for that. Through the downs and recent ups, and there should be 11-12 and 12-13, to last year's falling revenue chart, City Council embarked on a series of comprehensive and strategic actions. First, we controlled the bleeding. The city's had a balanced budget every year since incorporation, and part of that is the fact that California doesn't allow general law cities to not have a balanced budget, unlike other cities. In the past 4 years, we've reduced the city's employee workforce, along with using our reserves that were wisely set aside in previous years, especially for this purpose. These savings are the result of prudent financial decisions made by previous city councils during stronger economic times. The current year deficit is projected to be $4.4 million, down from $14 million just 2 years ago. Our general fund reserves are currently over $36.4 million. The city remains in a stable financial position. Secondly, we looked at conditions in the community and identified an imbalance in our jobs to housing ratio, which contributes to Moreno Valley's high unemployment rate. We adopted an economic development plan that compares us with other cities in the region, and it showed that Moreno Valley has just 9% of our land area zoned for industrial uses, while other cities average 15 to 25%. As a result of the imbalance in our zoning, Moreno Valley has been housing rich and job poor. Regionally, cities average between 1.18 and 2.25 jobs per household, but Moreno Valley offers just 0.58 jobs per household. To correct the jobs to housing balance, the Economic Development Action Plan aimed at rezoning some residential land to more job-producing industrial zoning. And let me comment on that. Does that mean that that's the best, most wonderful, absolutely perfect way to deal with it? No. But right now, it's the only one we've got. And if someone else comes up with some better ideas, I'm wide open. Next, we evaluated the community's demographics as well as the current growth industries, and we matched Moreno Valley's strengths with job creation in the logistics and healthcare industries. As Supervisor Ashley noted in a recent meeting with local mayors and city managers, there is dignity in every job, and we intend to support job creation for Moreno Valley's unemployed. And you follow those examples, and you see how many people lined up for a job at Five Guys Burgers, 1,500. In the current tough economic environment, it's not simply enough to identify the industries you want and then sit back and wait for the jobs to come. This City Council acted decisively and committed to strategic investment in infrastructure and construction in the areas zoned for logistics or healthcare businesses that otherwise have high development costs. These days, competition is fierce, and businesses considering Moreno Valley locations are also looking at the costs and benefits of locations in nearby cities and even other states. Investing in infrastructure projects that reduce the bottom line for businesses considering Moreno Valley boosts our competitive advantage against other locations and demonstrates this council's determination to making Moreno Valley a best place to do business. To determine the locations that would benefit most from infrastructure investment, the city analyzed areas zoned for logistics, healthcare, or retail and evaluated their development readiness. Some areas needed significant infrastructure to be viable development sites. The City Council committed to investing in the following major projects, among many others, to build our community's competitiveness as a true job center. The State Route 60 improvements at Nason Street and Moreno Beach Drive. And if you've been out there to try to go to those shopping centers, it's a lot easier now than it was before that first change was made. Phase 1, including the overcrossing ramps, flood control basin, and signals. And thank heavens you don't have to go through the stop sign. Phase 2A will raise the height of the bridge by about 5 feet. This phase is on schedule to award the construction contract this fall and is expected to take about 18 months to construct. Phase 2B will construct new southerly freeway off-ramps at Moreno Beach to allow for the connection of Eucalyptus to Moreno Beach. A contract for this construction work will go before the council August 28th. And you ask, well, why did we not put Eucalyptus through before this? Because Caltrans wouldn't let us, because the off-ramp was inadequate. And the failure of Eucalyptus to go through has hurt the businesses along there significantly. The Nason Street and Cactus Avenue extensions provide critical access to major healthcare facilities and the approved medical corridor in Moreno Valley. The Heacock Street Bridge, Paris Valley Storm Drain. This critical storm drain and bridge widening alleviates a choke point on Heacock in the Moreno Valley South Industrial area. And if you haven't been down there, take a look at what's going on. There's construction going everywhere. It's really amazing. Paris Boulevard from Cactus to the southerly city boundary. This project is under contract for construction of full street improvements in the Moreno Valley industrial area. Improvements to the auto mall should help to increase car sales. Coordinated by our Public Works Department, these infrastructure projects represent many millions in tax dollars that are being invested to bring more jobs to Moreno Valley. These funds come from various sources, and I definitely need to thank Moreno Valley's regional partners for their contributions. The city's former redevelopment agency, the Western Regional Council of Governments, Riverside County Transportation Commission, Caltrans, and the March Joint Powers Authority. Let me also recognize Councilmember Robin Hastings for her significant leadership as chair of WRCOG this year. This is not an easy assignment, and she represented Moreno Valley well. Next, with the rezoning done and critical infrastructure under construction, we coordinated with Riverside Community College to create a job training initiative to prepare Moreno Valley residents to maximize the opportunities to compete for the new logistics and information automation jobs. And in the word logistics, which just came up at our table, you've got logistics center that you traditionally look at as huge trucks, but you also have what's called a fulfillment center, is when you go on Amazon and you order something and it's taken care of. That's a fulfillment center, which also generates retail sales tax. This council also recently adopted an economic development incentive rate structure for the Moreno Valley utilities that provides discounts for new business partners that create jobs. This incentive rate is also being applied as a business retention tool to help us retain such important businesses as our Target and our Kohl's stores. We also engaged in an image campaign to showcase Moreno Valley through achievement events like groundbreakings, milestone recognitions, and ribbon cuttings. You may have noticed me carry in the staff on display, and we celebrate each of our events, be they groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings, or facility dedications, and we recognize these accomplishments with a ribbon. increased advertising, more aggressive media opinion. I hope you have noticed the number of op-ed articles that the city manager and I have had published in the paper this year. We try to respond as quickly as we can to the different newspaper articles that are inaccurate. Sometimes it's easier to just ignore falsehoods or unfair opinions expressed by others, but we've been pretty assertive this year in responding with the truth. And let me add an aside, it's not in here. I went to the service for Laura Froelich. There were Congress people there. The 3- or 4-star general from the Marine Corps was there. Every important elected leader in the entire county of Riverside and beyond to San Diego was there. The LA Times ran a beautiful article the next day on their local page with a full picture of Laura's daughter. A very striking picture. I waited for the Press Enterprise version to come out. Figured, well, maybe they're slow, they'll be the next day, or the next day, or the next day. And they did not even put a picture or an article about that service in there, and yet the LA Times did. The MVTV3 team created a video campaign to target logistics and healthcare employers. The video, The Best Place to Do Business, is our newest addition to the employment attraction campaign. It gives businesses considering a Moreno Valley location some insight from our newest employers, who offered their testimonials about the development process and our eager and able Moreno Valley workforce. Just newly launched this month, I'm going to take this opportunity to share this new video with you now.
The city of Moreno Valley has become one of the leading markets for logistics and distribution uses, not only in the inland region, but in the entire United States. With 3 buildings totaling more than 3 million square feet under construction, along with another 7 million square feet approved and entitled, Moreno Valley offers a superb business location in Southern California, along with being one of the most active development areas for new industrial buildings in the country.
Logistically, Moreno Valley is a perfect spot for us, serving Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona.
The area is growing fast. We're growing fast. We wanted a partner that we felt that we could do business with, not only for now, but in the long run.
I think we came here because of excellent local labor forces. Plus, we are very close to Highway 60 and Interstate 215 to support our stores.
Moreno Valley is home to many major corporations, including Cardinal Glass, Frazee Paints, Harbor Freight Tools, Harman Kardon, iHerb.com, Minka Group, O'Reilly Automotive, Phillips Electronics, Ross Stores, Serta Mattress, Skechers, United Natural Foods, and Walgreens.
Overall, Moreno Valley has been very cooperative in helping us build our business, deal with our growth that we've had over the last few years, and just there to support and grow with us.
What we really liked about the experience was that Moreno Valley's officials were engaged at the outset and walked us through the entire process. It felt very much like a partnership, and it still does to this day.
Moreno Valley also provides a unique, competent, and readily available workforce to new businesses.
We've had wonderful experience with the workforce here. Anytime we've put positions out there, it's been filled almost immediately.
Because the local government is very pro-business, and they helped us to recruit a lot of the team members we have in the building today.
Moreno Valley prides itself on making new business opportunities happen, including helping streamline the development services process.
The city's been very cooperative. They fast-tracked us during our development process. Any hurdles we might have hit in permits were quickly resolved, and the process went very smoothly.
Moreno Valley's been very friendly with industrial businesses like ours. We've expanded our building, and we've had a good partnership. Moreno Valley, in my opinion, is one of the best places to do business.
It is definitely one of the best places to do business.
All things considered, Moreno Valley is the best place to do business.
Moreno Valley's elected officials, executive management, and city staff is committed to making Moreno Valley the best place to do business.
There probably are many, many, many more things we can do and we're looking at doing. One of the things that I became aware of recently was the fact that we have our own utility. When you're building a huge building, other electric providers such as Edison will only provide one point of connection. But we're willing to work with the people to provide multiple points of connection, which saves them millions of dollars in infrastructure and internal costs of that wire running around the building. So we're working and looking at new ways to do business and new ways to improve the way we do business. All of these efforts demonstrate the city's continuing commitment to stimulating the economic recovery. And you're hearing about a few cities that are declaring bankruptcy, and there's more than one, as you well know. And I think you can look back at the history of each of these cities, and you can say at some point in time they had money in reserve. At some point in time they had issues. There's a lot of reasons why we've been able to be successful. One, I believe personally, is the fact we contract for fire and police services. A lot of these cities are tied into charter city type of limitations on their contracts that prohibit them from reducing the pay of their police departments and things like that. You're hearing about these cities because we're afraid of it. And I'm getting calls and emails from people asking, are we in that situation? And I'm glad to say we're not. But Moreno Valley's bold and decisive actions are proving effective in building the economy. For the past year, our mantra has been jobs, jobs, and more jobs. The key to our full recovery is job creation through new business attraction and existing business expansion. Consistent with this goal, we'll be launching an enhanced Shop Movale campaign today, which we will detail in a minute. But first, I'd like to report on the results of all these City Council actions. Regarding the city's general fund budget for the first year of the deficit elimination plan, the city has controlled costs and produced significant savings. And the city's general fund revenues grew faster than anticipated, thank heavens, primarily due to increased retail sales and growth in property values that translates into higher than expected property tax revenue. And part of that is saying you're getting higher than expected is because Rick Teicher, he's a very conservative person, and he puts the numbers down. You'd like them to be healthier and bigger and puffy puff so you can spend the money, but he's very conservative so that later on you find out you have more money rather than you having less. I want to expand on the job creation we've seen so far. The city's Economic Development Office has surveyed the new or expanding businesses in Moreno Valley over the last year and a half. Just to highlight and showcase a few of our new employers. In the logistics industry, new additions to Moreno Valley's growing list of employers include Harbor Freight Tools Distribution Center, which just opened and is already expanding, and I believe it's several 100,000 square feet they're expanding. Harman Kardon has expanded. iHerb has recently expanded, and Skechers. Plus, Moreno Valley's industrial vacancy rate fell so low, meaning that we had no buildings available for new businesses to occupy, that developers were inspired to build speculatively. It's just called a spec building. Moreno Valley has 3 projects presently constructing 2 million square feet, plus 3 more with another 4 million square feet nearing construction. Our healthcare options continue to respond to growing demand. Kaiser Permanente is under construction with a 75,000 square foot medical office complex. And although it's not here, I heard a rumor that they're already putting an application either to expand that one or add another building. I'm hoping that's true. Barry, you can confirm that. In the retail, restaurants, and entertainment categories, some of the new businesses Moreno Valley welcomed include Volkswagen of Moreno Valley, Harbor Freight Tools retail store, and if you haven't gone in there, I guess it's a guy thing because I can't help but take those coupons and go in there and get free stuff, and then I spend more money on other stuff. I don't know, it's like going to Costco and getting out of there with less than $100 spent. Five Guys Burgers, and order the small. The small is too big. Universal Strike, and the gentleman for Universal Strike was at the meeting. Round 1, opening soon in the Moreno Valley Mall, and a gentleman from Round 1 is sitting at my table. TJ Maxx and Home Goods just opened a couple of weeks ago to a crowd of more than 1,300 eager shoppers, and 1,250 of them were in line when I tried to buy something that day. So, the city documented the many new jobs that have been created in Moreno Valley during the past 4 years. During this period, Moreno Valley employers have actually produced more than 4,000 new jobs. This does not include the 600 people working at Skechers. In addition to the jobs created in our community, Moreno Valley partners with the cities of Paris and Riverside and with the county through the March Joint Powers Authority to redevelop the former base property. The March Life Care Project is a 6 million square foot healthcare related project under development. The Meridian Project is the home to several major employment magnates who have reported the creation of more than 2,900 jobs. And Lori Stone is there with a small staff, probably less people than sitting at that table. And she accomplishes it. Let's look for Lori. The best news in all this is job creation. As we've brought new companies to Moreno Valley, we've tracked the hiring statistics and found that new Moreno Valley companies are averaging about 70% of their new hires from Moreno Valley residents. I think that's great. In addition to job growth, permit me to also provide you with some typical statistics about our swelling economic recovery. Moreno Valley has experienced strong population growth. Recent census estimates show that Moreno Valley's population growth was the 14th largest increase in California. Our property values have increased by more than 4.5% in the last year. We had the second highest property value growth of 16 cities in western Riverside County, only outpaced by Eastvale. Retail sales are experiencing strong growth in existing businesses and the contribution by businesses new to the city. The last several quarters have seen consistent sales growth rates between 8 and 11%. Moreno Valley has enjoyed sales tax growth the past 10 quarters. Each time it's going up. While we're pleased with our progress, significant challenges still remain. This next year calls for our continued action on the following issues. Addressing our community's shortfall in jobs must remain our top priority. The $1 million annually subsidized shortfall in the street lighting budget must be solved. We can't continue to subsidize the parcel fees, so critical decisions must be made to address the shortfall. This was set up many years ago, I believe before the city's incorporation, to pay for the street lights. And Edison's raised the rates almost every opportunity they've had, to the point where we now can't pay for the street light electricity without having an increase from the taxpayers, and they refuse to vote the increase. So it's a real dilemma. There are still significant infrastructure needs in the Edgemont area, and Bill worked tirelessly on that. It's a representative of his district and constantly being proactive in dealing with the problems that are still ongoing, especially the water problem. And I want to commend him for that. The city manager has made resolving the water issues in Edgemont one of his major initiatives next year, and I know that he's up to the task. They have some real problems over there. They don't have enough water flow to handle the fire. As Bill will tell you, I think it sucks the hydrants dry. They have to bring in other engines with more water. Of course, the governor's elimination of redevelopment in California was a dramatic hit to the funds Moreno Valley has used to pay for infrastructure, including this building we're in. We're now paying for it out of general fund, I believe. Like most California cities, we're struggling with the loss and looking for the state legislature to respond with a new funding mechanism. Mayor Pro Tem Beatty will be looking to you for some much-needed leadership when you join the state legislature. So often, these State of the City speeches are a laundry list of statistics and achievements. Not to disappoint you all and be outdone, here we are with the usual stats you see in most of these presentations. There, did you get that? Now that you've seen the numbers, let me highlight for you the city's biggest achievements of the past year. I've already mentioned the city manager's implementation of the 3-year deficit elimination program with our finance department. Special thanks again go to Rick Teichert, our Financial Administrative Services Director, for his exceptional leadership developing the deficit elimination plan. And it isn't pretty. If you look at the plan's details, there's a lot of things in there that we find a hard pill to swallow, such as reductions in the police officers. But you've got to have a plan. And I think Henry says, hope is not a strategy. Ongoing cost-saving measures and better than projected revenues reduce the second-year draw on our reserves and enable the city to maintain services by avoiding the employee layoffs and service reductions that were planned for this year, and we had them. 50% was a high number. We planned to lay off more. The city clerk's office had a very busy year and successfully coordinated the extensive city council district redistricting activities. Several residents participated in this process, even submitting their own proposed district boundaries, which were considered by the council. This process illustrated true citizen participation at its best. Of course, the city clerk is in the midst of handling the election involving 3 city council districts. Our stalwart city attorney and his talented team of deputies is really amazing. If you take a look at the battles going on in the Hemet area right now with the discussions over blight and the issues of challenging with rented homes and homes that are left to go in ruin because of foreclosures, it doesn't happen very much by accident that our people and our code enforcement staff go out and deal with these problems as quickly and as efficiently as they can with the limited staffing and reduced staffing that they have. I want to commend our Code and Neighborhood Services Office. They did an excellent job this year of prosecuting and closing down 5 medicinal marijuana businesses in the city. And I know there's a paper article in the newspaper this morning about Judge Vineyard saying that the city of Riverside's ban is illegal, but the 4th Appellate Court has already ruled otherwise, and so that's going to be taken on appeal by Greg Piamos, the city attorney of Riverside. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. The Economic Development Office has had a number of successful efforts this year. They worked with Moss Brothers Auto Group to open the Volkswagen dealership. They facilitated new industrial developments and participated in negotiations with major users to create jobs, including the Harbor Freight Tools Distribution Center, which is already expanding up to 1.95 million square feet. And we're looking at trying to get other portions of that Harbor Freight Tools division back down here from Ventura County. I don't know if we can be successful, but we're sure going to try. They provided support for the Universal Strike and Round 1 entertainment projects. The Economic Development Team has also supported negotiations for TJ Maxx and Home Goods to open their brand new Moreno Valley Superstore, one of only 5 in Southern California. If you haven't yet visited the great store, it's a must-see. Obviously, this team has made a great impact on Moreno Valley's employment and the revenue generation and the quality of life. I also want to take a moment to specifically recognize the efforts of Councilmember Marcelo Coe and Councilmember Jesse Molina, who serve on the Economic Development Subcommittee. This year, they provided critical input for our recovery planning and implementation, including development of the action steps we're taking to establish Moreno Valley as the best place to do business. And it takes input from non-city staff people as well, and business people and council members is, well, what is it we can do to make it better? What is it the business people care about most? In the Moreno Valley Fire Department, our fire chief position transitioned this year. We welcomed Fire Chief Abdul Ahmad to this post. And Chief Ahmad is a personal family emergency, and we also give him our prayers. He's not with us today, but he's done a really good job. And the firefighting and fire prevention leadership is being brought in by Chief Ahmad is really sensational. Working with our Public Works Department, our fire department broke ground on the new Morrison Park Fire Station 99. And if you've been out there, after the 4th of July, the thing's almost done. It's going to open in fall, and it will provide critically needed response to the residents and businesses in central Moreno Valley. We also welcomed a new Human Resource Director this year. Tom DeSantis led the city's negotiating team in completing labor negotiations with all 3 bargaining units consistent with the council's budget reduction goals. The negotiated MOUs included a 4.75 cost of living adjustment for city employees, and I'd like to say something about that. I don't know of any other city whose employees have made the level of concessions that our city staff has over the past 4 years. Their 10% furlough has saved and continued to save $1 million annually to the general fund. So by the end of the current fiscal year, we'll save $4 million. The employees' merit increases have been totally frozen, saving about $350,000 annually, or $1.4 million over the 4 fiscal years. And until last month, the staff has had no COLAs as well, probably saving us about $200,000 annually, or $800,000 over the 4 fiscal years. Combined, these concessions have saved about $6.2 million for the past 4 fiscal years. And this is only the general fund. Our total savings would be about double this for the entire city across all the funds. Our dedicated Parks and Community Services Department initiated a free Movies in the Park program, showing family-friendly movies to as many as 600 residents weekly. It was during the summer, it takes place right here on the grass. They have a big screen that sets up, and it's really neat to see. And of course, we can't take credit for it. The citizens who called us complained, protested that we had done away with the fireworks. They take the responsibility for bringing back the 4th of July activities. They wanted it. Whatever you do, you bring that back, and the council listened, and we did. This was a huge undertaking, and I thank all the employees, committee members, and sponsors for making this day better than ever for our residents. Waste Management was our biggest sponsor, leading the way in the parade this year, and I'd like to recognize Julie Reyes from Waste Management for that company's continued support and partnership with Moreno Valley. Julie, where are you? Oh, over here. Great. And the police chief recently made a presentation. One of our waste management truck drivers was instrumental in saving a young girl from being kidnapped, and called the police, gave a good description, and one of our detectives was nearby and arrested the person. It's a 12-year-old girl. Could have been a Norma Lopez situation, but that waste management truck driver got involved, and we wish more of our citizens would do that. The primary responsibility of the city is ensuring the safety of its residents. This year, we had a change in police chiefs. I'd like to extend a public welcome to our new police chief, Joel Ontiveros. It says confirm he's here. Are you here? Stand up, come on. We thank the whole public safety team for continuing to provide service with pride, integrity, and professionalism. The city consistently excels in protecting our residents' traffic safety. The Moreno Valley Police Department's traffic safety team was recently awarded first place in the California Law Enforcement Challenge and second place award in the National Law Enforcement Challenge. And last year, they took first in the entire United States. We were able to squeeze out a little money for a couple of the officers, not the supervisors, to go back and get that award in Chicago. This is award given to a traffic enforcement team of the same size of force throughout every city or county in the entire United States of America. So let's hear it for the traffic folks. And I must break and say, not traffic. We have approved the installation of a new surveillance camera system that's cutting edge in investigative technology, solving crimes and discouraging criminal activity. Some cameras will be online by November, and we anticipate the entire project to be fully operational by February 2013. Our police chief, Ontiveros, has undertaken a multi-year plan to address the expansion and modernization of our public safety building in order to address the need of the next 5, 10 years and beyond. Soon, the newly remodeled Traffic Division office will have a ribbon cutting. This year, I celebrated my retirement from service with the Moreno Valley Police Department as a reserve officer after 20 years. And they said, well, why are you doing that? I said, I can't catch anyone anymore. Got to be able to run and do all that kind of stuff. With the experience I've had, I've seen our professional officers continue to step up to the challenge of protecting our citizens. Moreno Valley has one of the most effective forces around. And the specialized teams that were created over the years, the burglary team, the robbery team, they are just doing fantastic things. And thank heavens that we're smarter than the bad guys, because they're using technology in a great way, making a lot of arrests. As I conclude my remarks, I want to acknowledge that oftentimes our State of the City speeches focus on new businesses and how successful we've been in attracting them to our city. We, this year, are going to show our support for long-standing members of our business community. To those of you that have been in business over the years and continue to hang in there with us, on behalf of the City Council and staff, I thank you. And I'm privileged to sit with representatives from the mall, with Macy's and JCPenney's. And I think that we have a fantastic mall and we have a fantastic retail stores. Our newest economic recovery effort was developed to provide enhanced support for you, and today we're launching Phase 2 of the Shop MoVal campaign. Now there should be a video.
Grow local business. Encourage residents to shop locally. Increase community engagement. Working in harmony with the city's Economic Development Action Plan comes the innovation of Shop MoVal, which is designed to keep sales tax dollars working within the community. Supported by all 3 Moreno Valley Chambers of Commerce, this expanded Shop MoVal program aims to revitalize the Moreno Valley economy. Every dollar spent in Moreno Valley stays in Moreno Valley. When residents support local businesses and businesses support other local businesses, it creates a cycle that can continue indefinitely to build a stronger local economy. This will provide secure jobs and create new employment opportunities. Moreno Valley businesses are also the largest support mechanism for community programs and other social benefit organizations that shape the destiny of our social well-being. The Shop MoVal program has been expanded to directly engage and benefit Moreno Valley businesses, incentivize residents to shop locally while saving money, and create new opportunities to build community pride with strong public participation. MoVal Friends is the city's new grassroots community building effort. Strengthening the Moreno Valley local economy and shaping community engagement is up to everyone. The city will reach out to local service, sports, and other community groups to educate local leaders about how shopping MoVal is the key to building a successful community. As the city builds relationships with community leaders, these new friends will in turn reach out to their friends, encouraging everyone to help spread the word. MoVal Friends, it all starts with you. And with you in mind, the city has launched movaldeals.org. This user-friendly, completely free online service allows local businesses to promote daily deals, as well as offer sizable monthly deals to encourage shoppers to save money while becoming aware of local businesses. This website mirrors popular group coupon-style websites, but bears no cost to the consumer or the business and requires no commitment. How does it work? Go to movaldeals.org, sign up, print or download the MoVal Deals card to a smartphone or tablet, and show the card at participating Moreno Valley businesses to receive great deals available only to MoVal Deals members. Just look for the Moval Deals logo wherever you shop. If that deal isn't sweet enough, the city is also making shopping, learning, and exploring Moreno Valley a very rewarding experience with Moval Rewards. Every member of the community is invited to participate in 2 scavenger hunts that provide the opportunity to win cash and prizes. Moval Rewards encourages residents to visit local businesses, restaurants, and points of interest to learn more about what Moreno Valley businesses have to offer the community. It's well known that a strong community starts with strong families. Keeping that in mind, efforts to link families, fun, and business are in the conceptual phase with the Moval Games. The city aims to provide a youth-driven showcase of creativity, skills, smarts, and most of all, fun. This annual end-of-summer event will be a staple in the community and attract visitors from all across Southern California. More details about this fun-for-all community event are coming soon to a television near you. Host and city manager Henry Garcia may bite off more than he can chew on an epic new dining adventure show. Chomp Moval will showcase the many great dining options in the city of Moreno Valley. Chomp after Chomp food challenges will be tackled. Secret recipes will be revealed. And dining in Moreno Valley will never be the same. Join us this fall on MVTV3 and YouTube as the city promotes local restaurants like you've never seen before on Chomp Moval. The time has come for residents, businesses, and the city to unite to invest in the community, create more jobs, and improve our local economy. Save money, grow your business, shop Moval. Go to moval.org/shopmoval and join the campaign today.
Let me elaborate on that. I did look up what this thing is called. It's QRR reader, and then just aim it. I did it when they were presenting this to me, and it was able to download on here. But let me see. Bud's here. Bud Lupino's here, right, from Tire Pros, somewhere. Yeah, and he has. Let's say he has a sale or he has a special ad, or he wants to give you a discount on a oil change or a brake or whatever it is. He can go online. There's a way to register and insert that into this website and make it available to someone to go into Bud's Tires with the Moreno Valley thing on their smartphone and show it and get that discount. Or anyone else that has a business that's here in Moreno Valley that wants to get in on the deal. We'll do the website development, we'll do all of the arts, the graphics. If you don't have a logo, everything will be done for you. And you just go in and push the button and go in and show that thing. I was at Kohl's the other day and I left my paper one at home. She said, well, if you got a smartphone, you can just show me that. And I showed it to her. She scanned my smartphone and I got a discount. But that's the same thing with whether it's Bud's Tires or any of the other businesses we have. It's a fantastic opportunity for us to help our local businesses. I always go to Acapulco's on Monday night because they have the cheap margaritas and $2.99 discounts. It's great. This concludes the State of the City address. Thanks everybody, the Chamber of Commerce, for hosting this year's luncheon. And we at the city truly appreciate the Chamber's dedication to serving our business community. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm vertically challenged. So once again, I want to thank Mayor Stewart for that very exciting update on the new things happening in Moreno Valley. As the mayor mentioned, this concludes the program. Once again, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the Chamber's next event, the Mayor's Dinner on Friday, October 26th. So following the motto of the Shop Moval campaign, remember to shop your Chamber members, shop local, and shop Moval. Have a good day.